So this week we decided to go with a pork dish for our Eat for $5 special. At $5.33, I focused on making sure that we had really good pork, and so there are minimal ingredients to add as a side dish. For this week, instead of going to the farmer's market, I just chose a frozen green bean. So they are flash frozen, so they're picked, fresh, washed, and frozen. Great alternative if you can't get to a farmer's market, or if maybe your store doesn't have a fresh green bean, that is totally okay to do. Then what I decided to do is, I recognize that with pork, most people, they either fry it or think of a pork chop, or, think of a barbecue. And it's very hard when you're budgeting for $5 for a meal that a barbecue sauce alone can cost you $5. So what I did is I got us a pork, but I got us a pork boneless country style rib. So very different than thinking about having a spare rib or a rib on the barbecue. This is completely boneless. So you can chop it up, you can bake it, you can fry, you do all kinds of things to it. And instead of creating a barbecue sauce, I'm going to create a glaze to put over our pork rib. And what I'm going to use is another inexpensive thing that I'm going to show you how to make a glaze with, and that is pineapples. So sliced pineapple. This can is the most inexpensive, and we're really going to use the juices and some bits of the pineapple. And finally, again, when you're talking about prices and on a budget, and you think of rice, some rice could be really expensive. So what's really nice about individualized packages is really, while it looks like it could be a serving for one, it's really like a serving for two people. So I picked this one up at 99 cents a packet. It's a pull-off, which is perfect for the ingredients that we're using today, and it complements the dish really well. So I'm going to show you how everything combines together, how it tastes delicious. For $5.33, this is a great meat to use, and we're really going to talk about the importance of flavoring this time around. So I hope you check it out, and I hope you get your ingredients and your pantry items ready and follow along as we make this dish. What's important is to preheat your oven. We're going to go at 375 for about 30 minutes. You can certainly set the timer for that if you have that. If not, that's okay. Next, we're going to prep our sauce. Now, it's a glaze, but it's like a very sweet and sour type of glaze. We're definitely going to use a can of pineapple juice. We're going to use 3 tablespoons of vinegar, a pinch of Cajun, 3 tablespoons of ketchup. We're going to do about a tablespoon of sugar, and we're going to put everything in the pot and let it simmer. If you have brown sugar, better, but if not, that's okay too, and then you'll be set. Depending on how thick you like your glaze, you're going to pour it over your pork in your baking dish, whether it's a thicker glaze or a thinner glaze, and then put it in the oven to bake. Next, we're going to pour some olive oil in a pan for our green beans. So now you're going to chop up your garlic. You're going to put it in the pan. The oil is getting hot. The pan is on. And so that they can fry together, you're going to put some red pepper flakes in it as well. And then you're going to throw in your green beans. Now that they've been sauteing, you see how the garlic is nice and brown. You're going to season it with salt and pepper. And they're done. At this point, the first thing we're going to do to plate is we're going to put our rice down first, then our green beans, and then our pork. You probably want to take about 2 scoops worth of the rice. Again, this is a rice mix, right? So it comes already seasoned. You follow the packaging. In my case, I added a little olive oil and some parsley. Now we add our green beans, and we're just going to layer them to the side, almost fan them out if you will, if you want to decorate your dish. You can put a couple, you certainly could put some garlic on top of them. For just display purposes also, garlic is really good for you to eat. So now we're going to put the pork, and again, it was a big piece of pork, so I cut it in portions, and I'm just going to put a small portion on top of this plate. And you can see the glaze that we made on top of it, and we're going to just take a spoonful from the baking dish we have and just pour it on top. While it was baking, I did throw some pieces of pineapple inside as well. So just a little bit of glaze, not too much, just enough, as you can see. This is a spicier glaze. Well, enjoy everyone, and don't forget to follow our YouTube channel.